Welcome to the Soulcery Podcast, your sacred space to delve into spiritual tools, topics, and practices that will illuminate your path of soul remembering and healing. I'm your host, Ligia Costa, a soul guide, alchemist, soul writing coach, and the creator of the Trust Pathway. I'm deeply grateful to have you here with me. Together, we will embark on a profound exploration of self-discovery and healing, unlocking the secrets that lie within. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Soulcery Podcast. And today I invite you into a conversation about growth. You know, the kind of growth that requires both strength and surrender. Because like trees, we are constantly evolving and growing, stretching towards the sky, while grounding deeper and deeper into who we are. But to truly expand, we must learn to shed the layers that no longer serve us. And this is not about tearing ourselves apart or forcing change. It's about honoring what once protected us while allowing ourselves to also outgrow it. So in today's episode, we will explore what it means to loosen our defenses, question our boundaries, and step into the next ring of our expansion. So boundaries and defenses and putting up walls. These are all things that we build for a reason. And that reason is simply to keep us safe, right? Safe from hurt, safe from pain, safe from disappointment. These things allow healing to take place in a space where we won't be wounded again. And so we develop protective layers to shield our most vulnerable selves. And this is necessary, you know. At some point in our healing journeys, we need to do this to give us the space to heal. And there is no shame in the walls that we build. There is no shame in the way we have protected our hearts and our energies and our souls. Because in many ways, were these exact walls and defenses that allowed us to survive. But survival is not the same thing as thriving. And the very defenses and barriers and walls that once kept us safe may now be keeping us small. And going back to the analogy of the trees, a tree does not shed its bark all at once, right? It peels away in its own time, in layers, revealing fresh growth beneath. The same way when trees let go of their leaves. You know, when we are in the cycle of let go, when we are in the cycle or the trees are in the autumn season, and we see the trees shedding its leaves, it doesn't happen at once. It will happen in a matter of months until the tree is fully naked, right? It happens in layers over time. And in the same way, we don't have to force ourselves to let go before we are ready, okay? But we do need to ask if the boundary and the defense that we build around us, it's still serving us. And if we have outgrown it. Because maybe you once needed to shut people out of your life in order to heal, okay? But now you are craving deeper connection. Maybe you once needed to say no to everything just to reclaim your energy, but now your soul is longing to say yes again. Maybe you once needed to be fiercely independent, but now you are ready to allow yourself to be supported. And our growth depends on that ability to soften, to loosen, to expand, okay? And yes, it can feel terrifying, to loosen our grip on the defenses that have kept us safe. In a way, we felt so safe and comfortable in that zone that it feels really scary to put those walls down or to step out of that comfort zone. Because, if we lower the walls, will we get hurt again? If we let go of control, will everything fall apart? And this is where trust comes in. And trust is so important. Trust in your own discernment. Trust that you are not the same person who first built these defenses. You are wiser now. You are stronger now. Trust that just as a tree does not shed its bark before the new layer is ready, you are not being asked to let go before you are ready. But also trust that growth requires discomfort. Expanding to the next version of yourself means stretching into unknown territory. It means allowing yourself to take up more space, to love more deeply, to express more freely, to live more fully. And many spiritual teachers speak about the ego not disappearing, but instead expanding. Because, as I always say, we are soul beings having a human experience. Part of this human experience is to have ego. I don't believe we get rid of ego. Even with the enlightenment that so many proclaim, your ego is still there. And you can actually see so many so-called spiritual gurus talk about enlightenment and being that enlightenment sense in such a way that you see so clearly their ego talking. Because it's not about dissolving our sense of self. It's about widening it. It's about allowing our hearts to hold not just ourselves, but others too. So each time that we soften, each time we release a layer of protection that we no longer need, we grow into bigger people, wiser people, stronger people. Not in the sense of becoming more or better. As I say, we don't become anything, we remember who we truly are. So it is more in the sense of containing more, right? More love, more connection, more truth. So today I would like to invite you to take a moment to reflect. What boundaries or defenses have served you well but now feel constricting? Where in your life are you being called to soften? How can you expand without losing your sense of safety? Because growing is not about forcing ourselves to let go before we are ready. It's about recognizing when we have outgrown a version of ourselves and allowing the shedding to happen naturally, with love, with grace, and with compassion. You are safe to expand. You are safe to grow. And you need to remember this, because when you are ready, you will feel that safety. Okay? So before I love you and leave you, this short but I find very powerful podcast episode, I'll pull a card from my Trust Journaling deck. And the card that I pulled is from the Soul Suite, and the Soul Inquiry is, what evidence do I have that I am divinely guided? What evidence do I have that I am divinely guided? And the affirmation is, I know I am being guided. So again, is that trust, trusting in your timing, trusting in your discernment, trusting in your soul calling you every moment of every day to follow the right path to you, trusting that you are divinely guided. As always, thank you so much for spending this time with me today, for listening, for taking it in, for downloading this episode. It does help the episode to be seen and heard by more people that need to hear the messages that I bring to the world to help others in their healing journeys. And just thank you for everything. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for listening to the Soulcery Podcast and for holding space for this conversation. It is truly magical to be able to walk with you on this journey of soul healing and inner transformation. If you resonated with this episode and found it valuable, I would be grateful if you could leave a review on iTunes. Your feedback helps me reach more souls searching for guidance and healing. For more guidance and soul wisdom to support soul awakening women through the journey of alchemy, please visit my website www.ligiacosta.co.uk. Love and healing to all. See you on the next one.